everyone, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 36 of the Ollie and Bella podcast, and my name is Sherrie and this is my knitting and crochet podcast. I have got lots to share with you today. I've got some finished whips, I've got lots of cast-ons to share with you, and I've got some books to chat to you about, some new yarn that I've bought. Yeah, it's going to be a fun episode. So I hope you've got a nice drink. I hope maybe you've got a project with you and you've got some snacks. And I better say where you can find me, and then I'm going to jump right in. I've got everything in front of me. I'm in my kitchen. This is probably the best place for filming. The light today is not too bad actually. It was a bit cloudy this morning, but now it's looking a little bit brighter out there. And yeah, I'm not going to chat too much about the weather. I always chat about the weather. You can find me on Instagram. I was taking a little break, but I'm back there now. So you can find me on there as Ollie and Bella. You can find me on Ravelry as Ollie and Bella, on Goodreads and Patreon. So on my last podcast, I shared with you that I finally took the leap and set up my own Patreon channel. Thank you so much for all the lovely, wonderful support and all the sweet comments, and everyone who has been over and subscribed. Thank you so much. It's lovely. We've got a lovely, lovely, wonderful little group over there. There is a little welcome video over there actually, if you're wondering what it's all about, and if you've never heard of Patreon before, you can pop over and have a little watch of that. But I'll share some footage at the end of this, kind of like a vloggy bit section, so you can have a little look. It is so lovely and everyone is so kind, and it's just a really nice little safe place to be. So anyway, I will crack on with my finished objects first. I've actually got 4, but one of them isn't here because it's currently blocking at the minute, so I'll share that one on my next episode. But do you remember I had quite a few socks that I wanted to get off my needles, and here they are. They are off the needles, 2 for me and a pair for Jessie. So I finished my Christmas Jammie socks. I've got some sock blockers. Let me go and get them. A little while ago we went to London, and we went to London because my husband Jammie was running in the London Landmarks half marathon, and he did amazing. So proud of him. That was his first ever race that he's done. He'd been training and preparing for it and that. So we went to London for the weekend, and I made a trip to Loop, which I will share what I got in Loop at the end. But one of the things that I got were these sock blockers. They are by the brand Bryspun from Oregon, and I couldn't decide between the medium or the large, and I did take my socks with me. And I did ask if it was okay to pop them on the sock blockers, and she did say it was fine. And the ones that I had on me, I popped on the medium and they didn't quite fit. And then I put them on the large and they seemed to be better. However, I'm still not sure. I don't know if now these are too big, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, I can show them to you like this. Now I feel all professional because I actually have a pair of sock blockers that actually do the job. So, ta-da! They don't look too bad actually there. Maybe they are the right size. Okay, that shows the yarn really nicely, doesn't it? So, this is Christmas Jammies by Homespun House, and the colours in this are amazing. And all I did was a plain vanilla sock with a heel flapping gusset, slip stitch heel flapping gusset, and a normal wedge toe, and a 2x2 rib on that one for the cuff, And that's it. So a pair for my sock drawer, which is fabulous. The next pair, I've not even sewn the ends in. And look, they've still got all the stitch markers on them where I count the rows. And I need to sew the ends in, but they are finished. Let me take these ones off the sock blocker and show you. You might be able to hear the seagulls outside. Noisy seagulls. You normally hear them in my videos, don't you? Right. Oh, I've just remembered something I wanted to say about these socks. On my previous episode, I shared that I had picked up the wrong needles and was actually knitting them on a 2.25, and I normally knit my socks on a 2.5. But just recently, my tension has changed and I'm now knitting my socks on a 2.25. And I asked if you preferred wearing your socks if they had more of a snug fit or a looser fit, and I think the majority of you said you'd prefer your socks to be a little bit more on the snug side rather than on the looser side. But yeah, the how it feels holding these socks compared to these socks, because these were knit on 2.5s, they definitely feel totally different just by a 0.25 of a needle. It's crazy, isn't it, how much it can alter your tension and the fabric of the sock. I'm not really explaining it very well, am I? Okay, keep quiet, Sherrie, just show these ones. That's what I will do. Let me try and hold that up there. That looks better, doesn't it? Okay, socks number 2 are another vanilla sock, and I've gone for a 2x2 rib for the cuff and a heel flapping gusset, slip stitch and a wedge toe. The yarn that I use, haven't got it with me, but I've got a little bit left, which is brilliant because I can add it into my blanket. I really want to make some scrappy socks as well. But this yarn was by, it was called Dobby's Sock, I think. I haven't made any notes for this episode. You can tell, can't you? I think it was by, is it Huloko? I think I've said it correctly. I will pop it on the screen just so that you can see. But another pair for my sock drawer. I have been wearing, here's the sun. I've been wearing my hand knit socks so much lately, more than normal. And the reason for that is because I have had really cold, sore feet. And I've had a couple of chilblains on my toes and they have been really uncomfortable, and so I've been wearing my hand knit socks, trying to keep my feet toasty warm. I've got really poor circulation as it is anyway, so and so now I just want to knit lots and lots of socks. Third pair, how cute are these? These are for my little one, my youngest daughter, Jessie. She is 6 years old, and I have done a rib all the way down and all the way on the front of the sock. And this is in the colourway Gingerbread by West Yorkshire Spinners. And what did I do? 1, 2, I think I did a 3 by 1 rib, I think. Yeah, I think that is. And a heel flapping gusset, just a slip stitch heel on this one, and then a wedge toe. and they're all sewn in. So they're ready for her. She'll be happy when she gets home from school today that she can start wearing them. She was wearing her Halloween socks that I made her, the rye pattern by Tin Can Knits. She'd been wearing them all weekend, bless her, and that was really lovely to see. I will move on now to my current whips, and I have 3 sock whips. I think they're all new ones. I don't think you would have seen these. You might have seen them on Instagram. I've just tweaked the camera because it felt like you were a little bit wonky. I hope that's okay now. Okay, so I finished sharing my finished objects with you. So they were the 3 socks, and the other one that I've got is currently blocking, which is a shawl, but I'll share that one on the next episode. Next up, I've got 3 sock whips to share with you. I've got these fun socks, which I've got on the needles. I'm knitting them at the same time because this beautiful yarn was sent with some other yarns a while ago from a friend of mine, and I can't remember who the yarn dyer is for this one. Jessie picked this one out of my little box that I've got with all my leftover yarns in, and it's such a beautiful colour. I am a little bit hesitant because I'm not sure if it's enough yarn to knit both of them in. So I've done the leg for this one. I've gone for a shadow wrap heel. I like how quick and easy the shadow wrap heel is. I would definitely say it's easier than a normal slip stitch heel. So I've gone for that one. And then all I've done is I've popped this sock on just 2 DPNs whilst I make a start on the second sock, and then I will get to the point where I've done the heel, and then I'll start working them together and see how far I can get on the foot. I might be okay and I might have enough yarn. If not, I will just do a bigger toe because I've got more of this grey contrast that I can use for the toe. And I'm knitting on 2.25. I ordered a 9-inch circular, and I ordered some bamboo. Where did I put them? Oh, they're in here. I ordered some DPNs, bamboo DPNs, and these are Chalgu as well on 2.25. And I'm enjoying knitting on the 2.25s. I'm enjoying that the socks feel, they don't feel so loose, the fabric feels tighter, it feels nice. And yeah, so that's those pairs. They shouldn't take too long to get them finished. So that's the first whip, put them over there. And then the second one, oh dear, talking too fast. My second one is a sock, not sockend. Combining second and sock together. And this is the Happy Birthday Luna Lovegood colourway by a Homespun House. And you all know I absolutely adore Molly's yarn. I adore her sock base that she uses. It's on her 75 Superwash Merino, 25% nylon. I know I've said many times that I love this base because the yarn feels lovely and plump. It feels so lovely to work with. For the cuff, I've gone for 25 rounds rather than 20 and just 2.25. And I'm ready for the heel flap now. So I've done 10, let's count these markers, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I've done 60 rounds for the leg, and I'm going to do the heel flap now. And I'm going to do something different. I've been absolutely loving Malene from Playful Knitter. If you have not watched Malene before, pop over, I'll leave her details down below so that you can go and watch her YouTube. She's just recently uploaded a Easter vlog, and it was so lovely. I watched it twice. It was that enjoyable, and I was watching all of her Vlogmas episodes, and she was sharing on there that for her socks she knits the first 3 stitches on the heel flap, so it creates a garter ridge down the side of the heel flap, making it easier when you come to pick up your stitches. So I'm going to give that a try, and yeah, I've been absolutely loving her videos so much, so I will link her down below so you can go and enjoy them as well. What else? So I've had to take some of these needles off. So these were the Chow ones that I was saying to you about, because I've got them on another set of socks. I think I need to get myself some more needles. I think that's the issue, because then I'm not having to swap them around on socks as I'm working on them. Or maybe don't have as many socks on needles. That might be an option. I'm back. I'm probably in a different position because I had to change my SD card. It said that I'd run out of space, and then my battery went. So I've had to go and sort that out. I was chatting to you about socks, and I just had one more sock whip to show you. And then I wanted to show you my blankets then. You might be able to hear my mints. This little tin was in my advent calendar from Camilla Cammy Jo Knits. I keep that one in my project bags, or I move it around. I am knitting, I know I'm really boring. Really boring, another pair of vanilla socks, and I've got myself in a tangle. I will explain why. I thought it would be a good idea to knit them at the same time, but knit one from, basically I'm doing what I'm doing the same for these socks that I'm doing for Jessie's, although I obviously know I've got enough yarn because it's a full skein. But I thought it'd be good to take one strand from outside of the yarn and one from inside and knit them kind of like at the same time. But I am getting myself in a bit of a pickle, I'll be honest. I've done the cuffs and I'm onto the leg. I'm knitting on 2.25. I've got this one on some higher sharp needles, and these are the bamboo Chow-Gu DPNs that I was telling you about that I ordered. I'm really enjoying them, how they feel. They feel really nice. And the yarn, I don't think I've said about the yarn, is by Laura, the Lonely Knitter, and it is in one of her Stranger Things colourways, and it is called Running Up That Hill. I love that blue, which is like Max's jacket. If you're a Stranger Things fan, you'll know all about this scene. And I love it. I have been squirreling away this skein of yarn because we've been re-watching all of the Stranger Things episodes. We've now finished, which is such a shame. I feel like I just want to go right back again and re-watch them all the way through again. And so I took this yarn out of my cabinet and I caked it up and I cast them on, not towards, I think it was the last season. I think we only finished it a week or so ago. And yeah, I already feel like I just want to rewatch. Maybe I just want to rewatch season 4 again. I've rewatched the episodes and the series time and time again, and I can't wait for season 5 to come out. But yeah, well, I can't think of any UK yarn dyers that dye up Stranger Things themed yarn. You see lots of yarn dyers dye up Lord of the Rings, which also love Lord of the Rings, and other fantasy themed things, but you don't see many Stranger Things, do you? Which is a shame. which is a shame. But anyway, so I'm going to do shorties for these, I think, and then I am going to knit some pattern socks. Once I finish Jessie's socks, I'm going to knit her another pair of socks, and I'm going to do a pattern for her, and I'm going to, my next socks that I cast on, once I finish these ones that I've shown you, I'm going to do a pattern. Okay, that is all of the sock talk done. I'm going to chat to you about blankets now. I have done quite a bit of progress on my crochet granny rectangle blanket, and it is living in this project bag. Well, I'm calling it a project bag. It's not a project bag as such. We visited the Harry Potter studios in February, and they had just had this really cool canvas bag in, and I thought, do you know what? That is great for big blanket projects. And it wasn't a lot. I can't remember how much it was now, but it was it less than £15? I can't quite remember, but it was good. I remember seeing the price and thinking, I'm gonna get that. Right. Let me find where I am, because I've not shown this one on the podcast for quite some time, and I felt like I wanted to work on it. I think I was there when I last would have shown you, and this cute little progress keeper is by 3 by the Sea, and Kim has a lovely podcast. I will leave her details down below, and she has 3 by the Sea along with her sister and her mum. The three of them create the most amazing project bags, yarn, stitch markers. I will leave their details down below for you so you can go and have a look. And this is how it's looking. So it doesn't look like I've done a lot, but I've added 1, 2, 3, 4 colours since I would have last shown this. And can you see, if I move it around actually, you can see here where the yarn changes, and that is because every other row I am, well, to begin with I was doing it every round. Every round I change and then move back around again, and then I started doing it every other round, and I'm not following a pattern, it's more of a tutorial that I'm following, and I'll link it down below, and that's so that it still keeps the edges neat and the corners neat and straight, because what you can find sometimes with crochet, especially squares, rectangles, if you keep crocheting around and around, you can end up where your edges and your corners aren't exactly straight. They tend to then, it kind of makes it look a little bit skew-whiff. Probably doesn't make any sense. I'm using a size 4 hook. Normally I use a tulip, but I think my tulip hook must be with my project for my shawl, which I've finished, but like I say, I'll show you that next time. But if you can't get hold of the tulip hooks, because I know they are a little bit on the pricey side, or maybe you're just starting out with crochet, I definitely recommend the Addy hooks. They would be my second go-to hook. And what I like about these hooks, the handle is really long, which is great. I really like that, because quite often some of the crochet hooks, they have shorter handles, which I struggle with. So I really like these hooks. So I recommend that one, and that's what I'm using at the minute. So there's not really much more to say about this one, apart from I am loving it, and I love the weight of it as well. Using the 4-ply and holding it double is really nice. that one away. One more blanket whip and then we're done. And then I can show you the lovely yarn that I've got in here, chat to you about books, and then we're done for the episode. So I restarted my Cozy Memories blanket. I decided that I wanted to go for the bigger squares, and I've gone back to what I did for my rainbow one that I made. And the squares are 25 by 25. My newest square is this one here. How fun is this yarn? I love it. This is a Halloween colourway. I can't remember the name of it. It was by Suzanne, Green Lambkin Yarn, and I just love the pops of black, pink, orange, and I've just finished this one off today, and I've just started a new one. So 25 by 25 stitches, still on the same size needle, 2.25, but this was the one before. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. The amount of hours that that's gone into this. I think I want to square it off and then maybe make a cushion with it or something. I'm going to do something, or maybe I can finish it off and then it can be a blanket that Jessie can use for her cuddly toys. So that has been, what's the word? Relegated? Discontinued. It's been put to one side, and all I want to do is work on this now. I'll do a little video just so that you can see the difference in the sizes of the squares, but I'm much happier. And each square is roughly about 4 grams, maybe just under 4 grams, but I'll take a little video of both of the squares side by side just so that you can see the little difference in them. But that needs sorting out now. I need to sort out and put it just into one project bag. But let's move on to the new yarn. So I said earlier on that recently we visited London and I went into Loop and I picked up these lovely yarns. All of these. I got some tonals which I thought would be perfect for socks. They are by Lang, and they don't have, there's no name but only a number for the colourway. I would say it's an army green, like an army green colour. So that one. And then I wanted to go for a bright pink, which would be so much fun for a sock. And that is the shade there. Sorry if you can hear my fridge, it's not my tummy gurgling. I picked up a Zuba ball. I've seen these many times on so many different podcasts and I've never had one, and I thought when I saw this one, especially because of the colourway, so this is by, is it Schoppel? I am rubbish at pronouncing things, as you know, and the colourway is Route 66. I'm not normally drawn to purples. It's showing more blue on camera, but it's not. It's more of a purple. And I have seen this one knitted up. I was watching Ina from Ina Knits a while ago, and she was going through all of her sock whips and her other whips, and she had some socks knitted up in this colourway and it looked really nice. And when I saw they had that one, I picked that one up. And then lastly, I have this beautiful skein, and this is by, am I going to pronounce this correctly? Probably not. Quinn Fibre, I think. and it is in the colourway Fizz Whiz, and I thought it looked so much fun. I saw this colourway a while ago actually on their Instagram, and when I saw they had this one in the shop, I knew I wanted to get it. It is on it's called Dashing Fingering, and it's 100% superwash ultra fine merino. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. It's not going to be socks. I'm thinking of a one skein project, maybe a shawl, a knitted one. I've got a pattern in mind, so it feels really lovely and plump as well. So I'm going to look forward to using that one. And they very kindly popped it in this bag, which I thought was really sweet. So that's my little haul from Loop. And then the other yarn that I wanted to show you quickly is a club. Now I'm sure all of you have received it because it was from March, and this is the Secret Treasure Box Club from Green Lambkin Yarn. And if just by chance you haven't received it, if you want to look away just for a minute while I show what it looks like. You can look back now. I'm going to have so much fun adding them into my corner to corner crochet blanket, which I will share on the next episode once I've added those squares in. So there you go, that's all the lovely new yarn. I can add that to my cabinet now, which would be nice. I've given that a good tidy up and a good sort out. It desperately needed it. So yeah, that is the end of all the yarny chat. I'm going to move on now to books. So I have not been reading as much as I normally read recently, and that's partly because I was going to bed late because we were watching Stranger Things. So I normally read when I go to bed, and therefore when I was getting to bed a bit later, I was trying to read, but I was way too tired. And so it did take me a little bit longer than normal to finish this book. But now that we've finished watching it, I've been able to catch up on my reading. So this one is called Never Lie, and this is by Frieda Mcfadden. And I was saying last time how much I've been really enjoying her books. I raced through The Housemaid. That was amazing, both of those books, and there's a third one out soon. And this one is just as good. I'd probably say The Housemaid's books I did think were a bit better, and I think I gave them 5 stars. This one I've given a 4-star review on Goodreads. It's still a good book. It still gets you guessing. It's a thriller, psychological. It's about a doctor, a psychiatrist. She lives out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't want to spoil it in case anyone wants to read it actually. I won't say too much then. What's great, what I love about Frieda Mcfadden as an author, she gets you guessing and you think you figured it out, but you haven't. I love the way she manipulates the reader into thinking they've worked it out. In actual fact, you haven't worked it out, and it is there's a surprise in here, definitely. And it was a really good read, so recommend that one if that's the type of books that you like reading. And then the next book that I'm reading is on my Kindle, and that is called Layla, and it's very similar in terms of the genre. It's a psychological story, and I'm enjoying it so far, and that's by the author Colleen Hoover, which is the same author from Verity, who wrote Verity, and I can't remember the other one, Ends With Us and Starts With Us. I really liked Ends With Us. I did start reading Starts With Us, but I didn't enjoy it and I never finished it. Let me know if you've read any of them. And I think I'm only about 30% of the way through on my Kindle with Layla. It shouldn't take me too long because I tend to read books quicker on my Kindle. That's it in terms of books. And then for TV, we are currently halfway through a movie at the minute on Netflix called Dune. I don't know if any of you have seen that one. I'm sure you have. It's really popular. I think the second film is currently in the cinema, or maybe it's just finishing in the cinema now, and it has Timothy, oh, I can't remember his surname, basically has Willy Wonka in it. Love Willy Wonka. That movie was so fun. We watched that Christmas Eve actually. That was lovely. He's in it, and there's quite a few stars in it actually. I call him Aquaman. I can't remember his name either. He's in it. And the lady from The Greatest Showman, she's in there as well. I can't remember her name. I am terrible for names. And yeah, we're halfway through at the minute. It's quite a long movie, but hopefully we will get some time to finish that this week. And then, yeah, so far we're enjoying it. Hopefully, if we do like it, we can go to the cinema and watch the second one. But I've got a feeling it might, I don't know if it's still in the cinema. That is it. We are at the end of the episode. So thank you so much if you've stuck around, and let me know what you are reading, what you're watching, what projects you're working on. I will leave a little vloggy bit at the end so you can have a little look. I took some footage in Loop, and it lets you kind of like have a little look as to what you could expect over on Patreon as well, and I'll leave that down below. Oh, and I meant to say about my Ko-fi as well. Thank you so much, because I forgot to mention that, and then on the last episode somebody very kindly popped a little donation in the Ko-fi for me, so thank you so much. That was really kind of you. Yeah, and that is it. So have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye. And then I've just put my little candle there. And then in here I've got my markers, so I've got my mild liners. It's going to be such a cozy corner, especially when the candle's lit and I'm right by a window, which I just chat to you about. Oh, actually, I'm going to chat to you about my feet. Don't worry, I'm not going to get my feet out to show you. It's fine. We have finished the puzzle, and there's how many pieces left, Jessie? And you're gonna put the last piece in. Perfect. Let me come around this way and show you. Ta-da! All done.